My name is Stephan Wilson. I'm the Director of Accounts Receivable for Expedited Service Partners. I'm actually second generation in the restoration industry. My dad was a project manager for a long time. He started out as an electrician, and then he started chasing storms, started with Katrina, and I was out there for about a year and got my feet wet there. And I spent a lot of time in the field. That's where I got my start running jobs. So I understand what has to happen in the field to perform the work. So I understand how that translates into the paperwork. And from there, I started doing the accounting for the projects, doing the billing for the projects. And for a time, I did both, which was, it got to be pretty rough. But over time, I transitioned to just the accounting and billing side of things. And that's where I've been ever since. I kind of fell in love with data. When I was 11 years old, I was playing a football game, Madden 1994 on the Super Nintendo. And at the time, they didn't have overall ratings calculated for all the players. They just had speed and awareness and stuff like that. But I wanted to know what the absolute best players were so I could build the absolute best team. So I put everyone's attributes into an Excel spreadsheet and generated a formula to calculate overalls. And it was weighted different for different positions. And from that, I was able to make the best team. And that gave me a lot of pride that I was able to do that. Ever since then, I've been just in love with Excel and numbers and what you can do with data. The best part of my life is my family. That's what I do all this for. I didn't want to be away from home all the time. That's the way it was when I was growing up. My father was out working all the time. So I kind of wanted to avoid that, but I did spend enough time in the industry where I was able to work myself out of the field by concentrating on the accounting side of the business. And now I get to spend a lot more time with my family. ESP has been great. I've never been anywhere like this where you actually feel like a family. Even before I was hired, I already kind of felt like I had that sort of relationship with the management of ESP. And actually, now that I've met more people, pretty much everyone, you feel welcome immediately. And everyone here is working together and pulling in the same direction. And it's amazing. The toughest part of my job is probably making sure everyone gets the paperwork done. That's not an ESP or that's an industry problem. The guys are out there working 12, 15, sometimes 24 plus hours during a storm, and paperwork is the last thing they want to deal with. The system we're creating here is going to make that process easier for everyone, top to bottom, that's involved in a catastrophe.